when I came into the rooms, I had goals and dreams of becoming an executive, investment banker, Wall Street type, uh, becoming rich, and then one day getting married to a young, beautiful woman and controlling the world. That type of lifestyle. That was my goal. You might ask, but those are legitimate goals and dreams. Not really. And I'll tell you why I say that for myself, talking for myself here. Because, like I said before, you know, as a teenager growing up and, not being able to fit in, to get the girls, to be accepted, and things like that, I had a need for revenge and to show the world that I've made it, that I've arrived, that I'm the man of the hour, so that people can see me and respect me and finally recognize me. And that was what my goals and dreams were based on: selfishness, pride, vengeance, and anger. But as I've been working the steps and going through all my issues, and I'm peeling more onions in myself and realizing that today I don't want to live a life like that. I have no intentions or dreams whatsoever of becoming a person that's like that. And so I live according to God's will, not according to self-will. Because self-will made me an addict. Self-will led me to alcoholism. Self-will led me to pornography. But God's will leads me to a path of righteousness, of love, of recovery, of spirituality, of serenity, and of peace. And as an addict, we all need to get ourselves to such a point that our lives are of service to God, that our lives are based on doing God's will, which is step 11. But let's discuss the concept of self-will. Step 3 is critical because we're acted on self-will for so long, abusing our right to make choices and decisions. Now, as a teenager, as I was one, and it's growing till today, it's becoming worse and worse by the day, where teenagers don't want to get told what to do. Teenagers don't know what to do. They think they know it all. They think they're the kings. It's despicable and disgusting and disgraceful how teenagers talk to their parents, how teenagers treat their parents, and how teenagers boss and bully their parents, and how teenagers boss and bully each other. I mean, the bullying that's happening in this country called South Africa, it is out of control. And the crime that's happening, the theft that's happening, the hijacking that's happening, the housebreaking that's happening. People are stealing from each other like never before, abusing each other's rights, abusing one another, and thinking they can do whatever they like to anybody, not caring about the consequences of their decisions. And that is a self-will running riot, a self-will that's gone out of control, that's abusing your right as a human being, that's abusing the privilege God gave you to make choices and decisions. So what exactly is self-will? Sometimes it's total withdrawal and isolation, just wanting to be alone, not contributing to the world, just locking yourself in the room like how many people are nowadays. Or they sit on their laptop and watch pornography and watch YouTube videos and watch television the whole day, sit in their boxers and masturbate and go out and smoke grass and drink beer and come back and eat their parents' food. And that's just the cycle until they're 30, 40, 45 years old. We end up living a very lonely and self-absorbed existence, not life, existence, because there's a difference between being alive and merely just existing. And a life of an addict is a life of merely just existing, being self-absorbed and caring about yourself. You don't care about your parents, you don't care about your friends, you don't care about your spouse, you don't care about your children, you don't care about your boss, you don't care about your co-workers, you don't care about your country. There's no sense of patriotism in you. And that's how an addict is. And that's why a lot of people are acting the way they act, because they're just merely existing, living very sad, miserable, lonely, and self-absorbed life, not caring that their consequences affect all of us as a whole. And our president of South Africa and the politicians of this country are a very good example of self-absorbed people that only care about themselves, that their lives and decisions and choices are based on self-will. Sometimes self-will causes us to act on the exclusion of any consideration other than what we want. So we don't care about other people. We bulldoze ourselves in life. We just want to take and grasp. We like vacuums. It's all about us and how much I can take and how much I can grab and what's in it for me and what's in it for me and what do I gain and what do I benefit and how I feel and how I want. It's all about I, and I. Maybe that's why they made iPhones. We ignore the needs and feelings of others, and that's a despicable, disgraceful, shameful way to be a human being. Not to care about other people, not to have a conscience that what decisions we make do to other people. When we bully other people, when we treat other people badly, when we insult other people and mock other people and spread gossip to other people and write bad comments on the internet, on Facebook and cyberbullying and all these things, we are destroying other people's lives and driving them to become suicidal, depressed, have anxiety attack and just want to give up on life. Our decisions have consequences, and we need to learn as addicts to consider other people's lives, feelings, and not just be selfish and greedy. We barrel through and stampeding over anyone who questions our right to do whatever we want, and that is wrong. We are not here to bulldoze. This world is full of Hitlers, people that behave exactly like him, people that behave exactly like how he treated the Jews back then, just taking decisions and not caring how other decisions will affect other people. Till today, there's Holocaust survivors that are still scarred by what the Nazis did to them. Till today, there's still black people that are still suffering with no education, with no jobs since the apartheid era. And that's good examples of how we see that our decisions, whether they're bad or good, affect other people. Do you know how many people are in prison with tattoos on their stomach over here written "Thug Life" because of one man that was a rapper and started a whole East Coast, West Coast movement, and that became an epidemic that even in our country, till today, in schools, it is still flourishing and growing and nourishing more addicts and more criminals that are destroying this world. Why? Why do these people do this? Because they want money, they want power, they want revenge, they're very vengeful, and now they want everybody else to pay. And they don't realize that this is violating other people's lives. They just want whatever they want. Exactly like our president, exactly like, I just want this and I don't care who I hurt to get what I want. And that's a very selfish thing to do. And addicts also do that. They steal from home, they steal from their parents, they steal from their companies, they steal from their spouses, they rob banks, they do credit card fraud, they sell marijuana to little kids at school, they do all kinds of things just to survive another fix, another day, another hour, not caring about the consequences of their actions and how it's destroying their very own life and other people's life as well. We become tornadoes, whip path of destruction, whipping through the lives of family, friends, and even strangers, totally unconscious of the path of destruction we have left behind. And that's a very sad thing. To live a life that is destructive and a life that's destroying other people's life and just being a tornado and just destroying that every place that we've been, destruction is left. If circumstances aren't our liking, we try to change them by means necessary to achieve our goals. And that's the same mindset that you see within the corporate world. Do whatever it takes to get to the top. It's not just the drug addict that's causing major problems in the world. It's those people addicted to power, addicted to money, addicted to work. They also cause problems for other people. And they also need to be judged and condemned and have a stigma on them. Exactly the same way people put a stigma on drug addicts and alcoholics as well. We try to get our way at all costs. We are so busy aggressively pursuing our impulses that we completely lose touch with our conscience and our higher power. To work this step, each one of us needs to identify the ways in which you have acted on self-will. So ask yourself, how have you acted on your self-will? What were your motives? How has acting on your self-will affected your life? And how has acting on your self-will affected other people's lives? Because it does affect other people's life, and it does affect your life. And we should not live like tornadoes and just causing destruction and do whatever it takes just to get what I want and to get where I want to be, and I don't care who I hurt. That's a despicable way to live. And surrendering our will doesn't mean that we can't pursue our goals or try to change our lives and the world. It doesn't mean that we have to passively accept injustices to ourselves and to other people whom we're responsible. We need to differentiate between self-will and constructive action. And constructive action is doing the right thing, living with uprightness, making decisions that are based on honesty and integrity, and not just living a selfish lifestyle. But we need to live a lifestyle that is productive, not to ourselves, but to the human race as general. So ask yourself one thing about your ambitions. Will pursuing your goals harm anyone? In the pursuit of what you want, is it likely that you will end up doing something that has adversely affected other people or yourself? And will you come to compromise on any of your principles to achieve this goal? And if what you want to do causes you to compromise on your principles, it is not worth it. So what should we do? God's will for us is something we will gradually come to know as we work the steps. Till today, I'm still finding out what God's will for my life is. I don't know it, but I'm still finding out. We come to some very simple conclusions about our higher power, that His will for us is to serve, that will serve us for the time being. Every day, God has a new will for my life. Every day, I'm still doing step 11. Finding out every day what is it that God wants me to do on a specific day and what His will is for my life. It is our higher power's will for us to stay clean. That's one thing I know for a fact. That God wants me clean. God wants me sober. God wants me working a 12-step program. And it is our higher power's will for us to do things that will help us to stay clean, such as going to meetings and talking to a sponsor regularly. So that's the most important thing. Step work, meetings, your higher power, being of service, and praying to God. If you don't know what the will of the God is, start there. Start with the 5 pillars of recovery. And then from there, you'll discover the will of God for your life.